Welcome everybody to the Pirate Skills meetup on September 30th in 2020. This time we're going to talk about how to double your e-commerce profits with 15 growth marketing tactics, where we get into the details in all of the following meetups. But today it's going to be the overview so that you can get started with all of them. Let me show you what we got in store for you. I think today and in the practice when I'm working with e-commerce projects, it's those 5 areas where most of the improvement can be done. And I'm pretty sure if you have an e-commerce store, at least in 2 out of 5, you will have a major deficit where you think like, okay, I can get 20% better conversion rates. I can get 20% more revenue. So what are those areas? For me, it starts with the first impression your product makes during the ads, during the landing page, in the checkout experience. You need to pull your audience into the story of your product and tell it with the right words and the right images and videos. The second part is boosting your online shops with emails. More often than not, it is absolutely viable to go for a lead gen first. That means like collect emails first and then keep on reaching out to people, building trust, and then making the sale. This works way better than just the direct sales path. Then analyzing your way to e-commerce profitability. This is of course in the analytics section. Here we will discuss what kind of tools, reportings, conversion events you will need to double your e-commerce e-commerce profits. And then we're going to look at the traffic side of things, and we're going to talk about how to convert some 1,000 euros of ad spend into 5,000 euros of revenue. Why 1 to 5? This is usually the ROAS that most e-commerce businesses can happily live off. If I can get Facebook ads running for an Amazon FBA business, for a Shopify WooCommerce store, we usually have a margin of 20% that can be reserved for cost per acquisition, and that results in this ratio of 1 to 5. The last part is then the conversion rate optimization part, where we will focus on converting just shop visitors to loyal customers and talk about A/B testing and what you can do in a shop environment there. So these are the 5 broad topics, and I brought 3 growth marketing tactics in each one of those topics. Today we will look over the complete roster of 15 ideas. But we will dive very deep into each one of those ideas during the next 5 meetups. Pulling your audience into your product story. I've divided this into 3 concrete growth marketing strategies that are a mixture of common sense, of course you need to do it, and some follow along comments that will help you to apply it. So the first one is to create a better product stories and creatives. I picked out my favorite online store, which is called Manufactum. Manufactum is an amazing place. Their tagline is, they still exist, the good stuff. Ja, es gibt sie noch, die guten Dinge in German. And every single product you visit has beautiful shots, and most importantly, their story is amazing. Look, this is a notebook that they are selling for $279. Who is crazy enough to buy this? I have quite a fetish like for office products, but this number I would need to have a real awesome story. So what are they telling us? Take some time, go to the landing page. I linked it if you downloaded the slides, and just read some of their product description. It usually starts like, in 1789, a small little craftsman in Hamburg, or in a little town near Hamburg, has started to master his craft, and blah, 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 his family trees in 7 generations. All of those product stories are so amazing. If you read them, you will most of the time feel like, shit, I got a lot of work to do. Take some inspiration out of that, but don't be intimidated. Just focus on the following things. Yeah. Try to seriously tell, why does your product exist? There's so many products on Amazon, on your own app stores, on your own shops, where there's simply no proper description. Like, why should we care that this product is there? Put some work into why does it exist, And an absolutely fantastic way to do all kinds of stories and creatives and videos and content marketing is to explain how your product works. You do a lipstick, you do all kinds of versions like this lipstick color aspect looks with this skin tone like that. And you do all kinds of tries, you test them, you show them the process, how the lipstick was created. Here you can say like, how was the lipstick created? How can you get involved in the production story? Why did you put this ingredient in there but not that ingredient? We're going to cover the John Land case study a lot, and they have a brand called Ohne Gedöns. That means like without the junk stuff that other people put into their hygiene products. So why? What kind of ingredients? How do you apply it? How does it work? It's an endless way to create content about your product. And then, in my opinion, when I observe those super slick product ads, they just don't work as good as the founder or a person who is sharing their experience with the product. Being personal and authentic works so much better today than being this completely over-polished Nivea production that nobody can relate to anyways. Try to go personal and try to embrace video. It's 2020 and video like you're watching here right now, that's the format that we are going for. Of course you can do beautiful product shots, but give videos a chance. If you set up a studio, as I explained in one of the previous videos about how to create video content faster, you will see that it's not that tough to produce more. I have a dedicated space where I just hit a button, it records, everything is set up and running. It takes me maybe 3 to 5 minutes to set everything up. I was a bit on time pressure and we got everything set up in 30 minutes and we are running and rolling. And I haven't slept that much tonight. And then you can use ads to verify that those creatives are actually better. Just because you now start using storytelling doesn't mean it's good already. Yeah, so you put it out there, you put it into ads where you are in control, where you can really decide, I want to see this, I want to show this to this audience, and if people react strangely to it, then you can take it offline. Yeah, so use ads for speedy experiments to validate what kind of creative are working better for you, and try a shit ton of creatives. Like try 3 very different pictures, 3 different videos, 3 very text-driven ads, and see what your audience likes. And it is completely different for every single audience. It's so surprising for me. Those are just very practical tips, I hope, that will apply you to create a better product story and better creatives. The second point is to align your complete content creation with your product. An excellent example of this is HubSpot. If you have been a customer of HubSpot or joined the newsletter, you know that their resources section is so completely full of how to do X, Y with HubSpot. They are so free and open with sharing knowledge and content that I've been a newsletter subscriber for years just to see their awesome content marketing and to learn from them. And I've recommended HubSpot to multiple clients, even though myself, I prefer to use ActiveCampaign, but I've started to like HubSpot because I know so much about it, because they are so good with their content marketing. And here they even have a certification and academy area for their product. How could you apply this to your thing? How can you create content that is completely aligned with your product and that you do need to do anyways? Let me show you my little list. I think every single product in your shop deserves awesome pictures, some videos, greatly written descriptions in short and long form, a how-to guide, some slides that explain it in a presentational format, articles that accompany the context of the product, interviews with people using that. Those could be influencers, those could be experts, those could be customer success stories. This is what you need to do today. You can write whole ebooks about your product, depending on how complex it is. Of course, you can dial it down. But if your product is really complex and you need to explain a lot, then even go for creating a course for your product on how to do it. it can often be the way to create a break-even funnel where you sell a small course at a pretty low price for the usage of products similar to yours and skilling people up and just making your money back from the lead generation. We call it the break-even funnel, named by Russell Brunson. And if it's complex enough, you can go for courses. But every single product should have a newsletter. There shouldn't be even the simplest product where you do not accompany it with a newsletter. And if you have a product that is so simple, then start thinking about your life and increasing maybe the portfolio of accompanying product. And suddenly you want a newsletter because you don't only want to sell the one, but the whole stack. Then you want to think about email sequence. How can I onboard my customer with a product? How can I create ads out of the pictures and creative and text? Can I talk on a public stage about my product, etc., etc.? So you see that to sell your product, you have a shit ton of ways to create content about it. And content is simply the backbone of all your other traffic strategies. You need landing pages, you need emails, you need ads. But lots of people are creating like a lot of SEO articles to help their product to rank, which is not bad. If it's part of this strategy, it's awesome. But way too unrelated. Just keep it around the why does this product exist and how to use it and who is it for and all that kind of things. So just keep everything very aligned. Everything you do should be viewable on several things. If you do product shots, I want to see ads out of it. I want to see it in a blog post. I want to see it as part of your presentation. If you write a description, I want it to be part of an article. I want it to be the script baseline for your video, for your talking through it video. I want it to be part of your email series. You know where I'm getting to. Aligning the product with your content creation will also save you a lot of time. This sounds like a lot of work, but I promise you, you're going to do this work anyways. And what I observe is that people are doing random stuff, random promotions to get people into the product funnel, but the alignment with the product portfolio is just too far off. Let's look at the third and last strategy out of that content and storytelling part of doubling your e-commerce profits. I've got this discussion sometimes with projects that I'm involved with. Should we do paid marketing or organic marketing or both? And we have always the very two different opposite sides, and they're completely convinced that they are right. We got the people where the paid marketing works really well, and they're wondering like, oh, why should we even bother with the organic stuff? And we got the organic people who are scared to start to pay money in order to get reach that they already have organically. The truth, as always, is a combination. As I mentioned in the last meetup, yeah, your organic content, the story you have to tell is the guitar and the song and the paid traffic channels, the advertising. That is the amplifier to increase the reach of your song. Treat it that way. You need an excellent baseline with the organic stuff. Start there and then put some fuel on the fire. In this example of Klarheit, yeah, that I'm going to show you, I'm going to meet with Sandro tomorrow morning. Sandro, if you're watching this, hello. You can see that they have over 50,000 followers on their Instagram. And a large portion of that has been possible because they do great content on Instagram, share it, and then they promote the content. The content leads people to their profile. The profile generates followers, and the profile also has a link in the bio. People buy it and refinance the ad. Now you have a large audience that you can reach organically. Organic is the baseline, but organic growth is way too slow for my taste. So I use paid channels to grow my organic ones. But once you reach a certain threshold, especially on channels like Instagram and YouTube, you will notice that your paid ads are going to start to be just a drop in the bucket. We're going to have another case study here from Buddy IP, and they have a YouTube channel with a couple of 100,000 followers. And it was really hard in the beginning to even have the budget to have a Facebook campaign running that could even remotely compete with the traffic from YouTube. Very wild. So you always have those two positions, and now you can try to balance them and try to enrich each other with that. Organic is a good baseline for good ads, and ads is really good to grow your organic baseline. So what to do? A couple of things. Social ads, like on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, they have the tendency to create followers as a byproduct. Whenever you have ads that, for example, on Instagram are capable of producing followers really cheap is in my world anything below 50 cents, you just go for it and scale that campaign up and just increase the amounts of followers and followers and followers. As long as it's profitable, you will have such a long-term benefit in terms of credibility, organic traffic, and overall better conversion rates in your organic channels if you have a significant following. I've done that in several projects. I've explained it in very much detail in the Make Instagram Ads Profitable Again meetup. You will love this once it's working. It's not working for everybody because you need kind of a cool product for this to work. But B2C e-commerce is usually way cooler than most of the B2B stuff we have been talking about in the past 3 months. Lead generation can be much cooler than direct sales. Imagine the following scenario. You're having ads on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and you drive them to your online shop, and people are buying, and you have a cost per acquisition of 10 euro. Okay, and they buy, it's profitable for you, it's fine because you have a margin of 20 euros. So you spend 10 euro and you make some 10 euros in profit. That's pretty healthy. But what if I could tell you that you could also generate for 10 euros 5 subscribers and a buyer? That means that you get a huge email list of which only a fourth has been converted to being customers and 3 are still waiting, or even more if your conversion rate is worse, which is normal. And then you can start having this extremely sustainable traffic channel, the email list that belongs to you, that nobody can take away. No Mark Zuckerberg that can tell you, hey, you're not getting that reach anymore. Yeah. No Google SEO slap because you did something that was white hat and is now considered to be gray hat, and now you get slapped for it. Building a lead gen funnel in front of the direct sales is one of my absolute favorite growth marketing strategies in that arena. Trying to keep your cost per subscriber definitely below 2 euros. I've seen that again and again, that it's possible. Don't hold out if you see 5 euro results, then just keep on experimenting until it goes down. Organic posts do not all need to have a call to action. And on the opposite, I suggest that you, like out of 5 posts per week, you only have 2 with links. So you want to promote all of them, but those paid posts have usually a much more organic flavor. You can feel the engagement difference, for example, on Facebook, when you promote an organic post, that it's much better and it looks much more natural than if you create the same thing as an ad and then it has this ugly gray bar below it and a call to action button, and everybody realizes, bah, I'm just being sold to. Another great example where organic and paid can be really nice together is SEM and SEO. So SEM is search engine marketing, paying for a good placement. If somebody searches for growth marketing, I want to be up there. So I can either pay for it and have an ad up there on Google, or I can do a lot of SEO work and I can rank there on number 1, 2, 3, whatever. One thing that we do not know in the beginning of SEO, if our keywords actually convert. That is really bad because we usually spend so much time in creating content and optimizing for SEO. And if we don't know that the keyword converts at the end, then it's really a big lost waste of time. But in the SEM world, we can already test it. We can see if we pay ads for the same keywords that we want to rank for, will people convert? Because if they don't convert there, they will not convert from your SEO rankings either. Yeah, it's always nice to get quote unquote free traffic in SEO, but there's no such thing as free traffic. You have spent so much time and effort to build that SEO strategy, and you could have invested that time otherwise. I hope those concrete examples help you to see the relationship between paid and growth a bit more as something that really can go very nice together.